So to exemplify, the white trim shown for the wall of a barn should be constructed so that AC is parallel to EG. So you can see the white trim here going all over the barn. JA, so let's see, AC is this line and EG is this line, so we need to mark these as we go. So again, drawing the picture is helpful. You don't have to draw a perfect barn or whatever, but getting the parallel lines going on in your paper is helpful. So if I got my EG right about here, let's see how close I get. That's pretty close. That's supposed to be parallel to AC. All right, so those are supposed to be parallel to each other. And notice I drew the lines longer than the barn. Okay, the barns have segments. I'm going to draw the lines longer so we can get the entire visual of the picture going on here. And it says JA, which is this one. Is supposed to be parallel to HB, which is that one. There we go, those are parallel. And JC, which is this one. Oops. Try again. It's supposed to be red. Oh, I see what happened. JC is parallel to KG, which is this one. So that's what's going on here. The blue lines are parallel to one another, the green lines are parallel to one another, and the red lines are parallel to one another. All right. We have a 68-degree angle at the top of this whole barn here, and they got angles 1 and 3 and 2 and F all in this picture. And this barn is going to show up again, I think, on the back of your paper there, so you might have to find some other angles. And this F is actually just point F, so the angles are 1, 2, and 3 they got identified here. So parallel lines, for the green lines, the blue lines and the red lines are transversals. For the blue lines, the green and red lines are transversals. So there's lots of parallel lines, lots of transversals in the picture. So first thing to do is to kind of separate the things from one another. So if I'm just focusing just on the green parallel lines to start off with, and I got a blue transversal, right? Can everybody see that's a 68-degree angle? For this transversal, this angle is corresponding to that angle, so this should also be 68 degrees. Those are corresponding angles. So try and find your angle pairs as we go. Or even simpler, rather than thinking the words corresponding, alternate, interior, exterior, those things, if we go with the whole idea of acute obtuse, all right? Can you see that angle 68 acute, angle 68 acute, angle 1's obtuse, right? So I know that measure angle 1 that we don't know plus 68 degrees should equal 180 because acute and obtuse add up to 180. So if I move the 68 over here and subtract, I'm going to get measure of angle 1 is 112 degrees. Find 1 and 3. So we found 1. All right. Moving on to 3. I'm looking at the green parallel lines and the blue transversal. Can everybody see that angle 2 and angle 3 correspond? Based on the point of intersection there. Pretend the red lines aren't there. So we got the green parallel lines cut by the blue transversal, 2 and 3 correspond, right? So they should have the same measures as each other. Okay. Blue lines, green transversal, 68 and 2 are also corresponding angles. So those should be congruent to each other. So what I'm looking at is 68 is the same as 2, and 2 is the same as 3. So angle 3 must be 68 degrees. Measure of angle 2 equals 68 degrees. Measure of angle 2 equals measure of angle 3. So measure of angle 3 is 68 degrees. And just for extra bonus there, I threw an angle too. Okay. Sometimes when you're trying to find missing pieces in a picture, you find extra stuff that they don't ask you to find. It helps you find the stuff they do ask you to find. So go ahead and go through the process. Circle what they asked you for though. So 1 and 3 is what they asked me for, 1 and 3 is what I circled, even though I found 2 in the process. Right. The red parallel lines didn't come into play there, did they? They might in the future, but you know, it's just a matter of looking at the picture and kind of looking at 2 parallel lines cut by a transversal at a time, try and find some information, backtrack a little bit, like I figured out these were equal, but I don't know what 2 is, oh look, I can find 2 over here. So, you know, kind of piece around the figure a little bit and using the properties that you have at your disposal. When things are supposed to be equal, say they're equal, and they're supposed to add up to 180, let them add up to 180, and just do whatever it is necessary in order to find the missing values in the picture. Always think hard while you're doing it. Use the brain all the way through the process.